Well, the believers are definitely down bad after the latest revelations that are coming out right now. No, Beebs, don't do it! As, of course, there's even more crazier videos being published, as it looks like the problems are just beginning for the Bieber. All of this is we have some very crazy, salacious, insane details, including cars being blown up from the P. Diddy trial that now has entered its fourth day. Casey Ventura was just testifying for the last 2 days. She is now going to be questioned by Diddy's lawyers in the making of this particular video. We're following up on that, all the latest developments, all the biggest things coming out of this story, but a lot of people are saying that the Diddy trial is correlated with what looks like the breakdown of Justin Bieber, which is really a tragic case, a tragic situation of fame, money, and substance abuse. A story that is, foretold throughout many entertainers and a lot of people in the music industry that always start singing about how they ended up selling their souls to the devil. As I have some personal insight into this that I'm going to be sharing later on in this particular video, highlighting how this type of debaucherous, destructive type of behavior isn't just normal human type of psychology here. It's tied into some very sinister, evil, Luciferian, satanic connections that a lot of people are too afraid to make here. As we have people posting like Ada Lush saying, "I genuinely feel sorry for Justin Bieber." He posted this video eating a pizza, hashtag Pizzagate, just the day Diddy trial started. With the same type of camera, Diddy would record all the freak parties to then blackmail the attendees. Quote, "I hate Hollywood." Now, I haven't seen official confirmation that this was the type of camera that was filmed here. From the testimony that we're getting from his girlfriend, Diddy would have a regular video camera that he would take out on a tripod, and then he would use personal devices like cell phones, and then would record a lot of the freak-offs on his cell phone personally. But still very kind of strange, especially with the whole pizza aspect here being linked by a lot of online internet conspiracy sleuths to, of course, the hurting of small children, which a lot of people believe happened to him when his parents just delivered him on the front doorsteps of Diddy's mansions and said, "Hey, take our kid. Don't worry. No adult supervision needed." This video, as Casey Ventura is kind of testifying to the really kind of the insane type of crazy stuff. The fact that this is a surveillance camera footage that he personally released, and as he's eating a pizza, does kind of highlight how there could be some bigger messaging here. Could be some bigger symbolism to all of this that, of course, a lot of us are not that privy to here. But there's a lot of very disgusting, perverse type of behavior. All of it is now being unfolded, all of it being unraveled to the American public, as Justin Bieber looks like he's definitely not doing too well when it comes to some of the most salacious details being revealed here, as I think there's a connection here personally, as we have this article here from the New York Post. Justin Bieber goes on unsettling rant about God and fishing as health concerns grow. Again, fame is a hell of a drug, but once you're surrounded by drugs and lustful, adulterous type of behavior in a copious amounts, this is just a recipe for disaster. This is something that, of course, will lead to, especially when you're just such a young child. This guy was so young. He was very talented. And then he was just put into one of the worst possible hands in the industry that we know of. Listen, there's probably worse players. There's probably freakier, nastier, more insane type of people out there. As, of course, these Diddy parties were synonymous with insanity, with craziness. This is Justin Bieber now. It looks like he is trying to, of course, numb the pain, probably from his childhood, with drugs, as he, of course, has been seen here flaunting his drug use, boasting about it in another social media post with another cryptic message. Now, what is Bieber trying to get out there to the general public? As people are asking, what's in that vape pen? What is he doing here? What is he trying to get out there to the general public? And I would say the timing of everything going on right now with the Diddy case is probably related to it. Because why else would you try to ruin your reputation? Again, this was someone that a lot of young kids looked up to, and now you're having crash outs. Now you're sending weird cryptic messages as you're flaunting your drug use, as you're surrounding in smoke in a Snapchat, Instagram post, as you're just speaking all wild and crazy. As of course we find out that he had a lot of problems, including even financial problems, as it's estimated that the guy made between $500 million to $1 billion. He was the world's biggest pop star, and he blew it all, and that money went missing. And then he recently had to sell $200 million for his entire music catalog. That right there highlights some behavior that is not normal. We had Jason Whitlock have some interesting things to say about this. We also have the testimony of Casey Ventura to get into, which is pretty explosive. Before getting into all that, plus a lot more, we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. I have a lot of great supplements that are available to you. My favorite is Essential Fatty. I'm always perusing social media, and I'm looking at all the latest studies, as new research, actually from the European Journal of Integrative Medicine, just analyzed 11 clinical trials to determine the effects of omega-3 supplementation on brain-derived neurotrophic factors, BDNF. As there's actually a molecule that directly causes brain cell growth and repair. You heard that correctly. Research reveals omega-3 supplementation causes the growth in new brain cells. And again, you don't just want to take any kind of fish oil. There's a lot of crap out there. There's a lot of fish oil from big fish. We make sure we get our fish oil from small fish. Really good stuff. I have it here on my desk. I'm like running out personally myself. I'm only down for a few pills here. Some of our stuff we are selling out of very quickly. This is one that I like. This is one that I personally was told by my doctor after looking at my blood test results. And even the AI, they're like, yeah, take some fish oil. I have. And I feel good. I feel really awesome. And again, it's also based on your own personal needs, your own personal genetics. I'm Slavic. I'm also near the kind of Baltic areas. My family has always kind of grown up by the water, so it makes sense that I should be eating fish. I don't want to eat regular fish, though, because regular fish is filled with all this nonsense like mercury and all these other parasites and all these other horrible things. I just rely on fish oil. It's not that I don't like the taste of fish. It's just most fish isn't procured the rightful way. Most fish is just filled with toxins and poisons, and I don't want to fill my body with toxins and poisons. So I get Essential Fatty here just for $29. If you subscribe, you get 10% off of your order, and I recommend you do that, especially if you are a smoker or a vapor. A douche fluter, I call them. Like Bieber. If you're a constant smoker like Bieber, if anyone knows the Biebs, we'll send him some fish oil because we want him to do better. We want him to grow brain cells and not destroy them, as many people destroy them with drug use. Don't do it. Don't do the drugs. Do the good drugs like fish oil that are shown to have clinical studies that do actually help your heart and your brain. Listen, I like this stuff. I think you will too. Do your own research and homework before taking anything into your own body. But you can get the fish oil on wearechange.shop here. Now, let's continue on with this story here, as I think Jason Whitlock here pretty much hit the nail on the head with the unraveling that's happening with these Diddy trials, highlighting the destructive, debaucherous kind of drug adult fueled nature of a lot of these types of behavior that are really just low IQ, idiotic, stupid primal behaviors that take away the true essence and beauty of life here. There's a lot of things to really kind of appreciate, to pontificate, to think, to use our heads with. But no, the lowest common denominator is being highlighted by this music industry that sadly plays a major role in our culture, and it shows.
And so this trial to me, and I know we're just a day into it, and now we're into day 2, but anybody that supports rappers of any kind, and I'm talking about the commercial rappers, I'm not talking about Christian or gospel, but these rappers, the Snoop Dogg's, the 50 Cent, any of them, Ice Cube, I like Ice Cube, but even any of them, I'm like, what do you think you're supporting? It's crystal clear what it is you're supporting: sexual degenerates, alphabet mafia people. It's like if you, all the drugs that they're ingesting just brings down inhibitions, and all they can think about is sexually pleasuring themselves, and that's how you get into a no holes barred situation where people are entering you from any orifice that they want to, because you're so drunk high and you're just chasing a sexual high. But this whole thing just early on is just like, I'm so glad I've moved away from rap music.
Yep, same. I grew up in New York City. I grew up in Brooklyn. I was there in the 1990s, and it played a major role. Not into just the culture, but the psyche and the mentality of a lot of people around me, including myself. And I'm like, what? Why am I? And I kind of thought back originally after looking at all this, especially my horrible dress style and fashion. I played on the basketball team, so I was in that culture tremendously. And looking back at it, I was like, that was so stupid. Why was I partaking in a lot of this nonsense? Because I was inundated with it, because it was always around me, because it was sang to me, it was repeated to me, it was done in a way that created very self-destructive, nasty policies that a lot of people just played into and decided to have as a major influence in their life here. And when you start looking at the kind of destructive nature of it all, it makes you wonder how much of this is kind of engineered, how much of this is artificially kind of created, how much of this is meant to create this type of effect here, as of course music artists that are extremely talented, that talk about real important things like immortal technique. Those individuals, KRS-One, Prodigy, I knew personally he had a little bit of a mixed record, but I even talked to him personally about it, and he opened up to me specifically about, there's an element within the music industry that makes us promote all of this nasty, disgusting type of stuff here, and I don't want to do it, but they pay me a lot of money, and I kind of have to because I'm broke. A lot of these artists always broke, but there's a reason why individuals like Immortal Technique don't get as much attention as I think they should. They should get a lot more attention, especially with the more kind of conscious, more kind of thought-provoking, more kind of self-aware, more kind of real stuff, rather than all this fake juga booga booga, booty mumble rap. I was walking in a mall yesterday, and then it's like literally, I walked up to the Circlic. I'm like, hey, I think someone's having an aneurysm here on the loudspeaker. I can't, it's deafening, and it's so loud. I had to leave. I'm like, maybe I'm just old. But I'm like, and I'm like, what is this? This is not music. It's drug-fueled sciences of the devil that a lot of people are listening to, and they don't realize it. And P. Diddy was one of the biggest influences on the music industry within the last few years. He became a billionaire because of the entertainment music industry. He, of course, had his own handlers, very interesting handlers. But now, as we're finding out from the Casey Ventura testimony that goes into its third day 2 days ago, she was testifying. Now she's going to be questioned by Diddy's lawyers. It's going to be interesting to see if Diddy's lawyers are going to be very easy on her, or if they're going to go hard on her. She is 8 months pregnant. But she confirmed a lot of big stuff, especially with the Trump hotel shooter and adult star and self-proclaimed Diddy adult slave, who claims Diddy, Hillary Clinton, and Obama are part of a satanic cabal trying to take out Donald Trump. Yep. At first, people were like, "This guy's crazy. This guy's insane." But Casey Ventura identified Jonathan Odie as part of someone that would engage in these freak-off parties, that when this guy came out and said, "Hey, I'm Diddy's slave," people were like, "He's crazy. He's insane." But he also named other people: Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. Of course, the Southern District of New York. Of course, James Comey's daughter that's prosecuting this case isn't going to look into any of that. Of course not. She's not going to ask for any evidence or documentation with that. But this guy claimed Diddy was a part of a sinister cabal and had multiple adult slaves. And he claimed that this was part of a black Illuminati group that engages in abuse of children, abuse of animals, satanic rituals, and CIA mind control programming. Now, again, who knows if this guy's telling the truth here, but he probably is. From everything I've known, and again, I talked to, I knew Prodigy, like, before he passed away. I've known a lot of people within the music industry, and a lot of people tell me a lot of stuff, and every time I listen to them, and I don't know why I attract these people, but they come to me and they're like, "This sounds crazy. This sounds insane." I'm like, "I've been there. Don't worry. You're probably a lot more sane than you think, and there's probably a lot more truth." And then I correlate stuff, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, my friend in this industry said this, and my friend who also is in the same industry said this." And when it comes to some of the behavior here, again, I'm going to do another update. Because this Casey Ventura stuff is pretty important. I think a lot of this stuff connects to what's happening with Diddy here. I'm going to go and give a full honest perspective after today, because there's so many claims here. There's so many things that are coming out here. As we had people being shown photos, not videos, but photos of the freak-offs that allegedly made a lot of the jurors' neck turn significantly here. Now, I'll do a separate video, so subscribe, click the notification button, because we're going to do another video on Casey Ventura here. We're going to play on the full clip here of Chris of Whitlock. What he really said here is pretty gosh darn true here. But again, listen, it's satanic Luciferian devil worshippers that are initiated into this music industry. And I'll just tell you short and sweet about what I have correlated, right? You need to worship the devil. You need to send debaucherous, nasty, disgusting behavior out there to the general public, and then you'll be promoted, and then your song will be #1. And then you, of course, will be seen. You, of course, will be played on the radio. You, of course, will be played on all of the apps that people are playing music on. You, of course, will be the latest celebrity, but you have to sacrifice something. And many people sacrifice something, and they make a deal with the devil saying, "Yeah, make me famous. I'll do anything for it." And then something usually happens to someone that they love, and then they become super famous. And there's multiple stories that I have here, and that's the deal that they make. And they knowingly do it, and they knowingly make it. And it's just black and white. No gray, black and white. Hey, I'll sign my soul over to the devil. The devil's like, or the music industry people, "Okay, we're going to take something that's going to mean a lot to you, and you'll get your fame." Usually it involves the health of a loved one. Listen, that type of stuff does happen. And then when you see a lot of their kind of music, there's a reason they're surrounded by the devil. There's a reason they're promoting Luciferianism and then going after some of the most innocent, some of the most kind of holy, some of the most important aspects of life, and that includes family and personal religion and personal belief in oneself. there's a reason they undermine all of that, and it's not a coincidence. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. Get some fish oils. Get your brain right. You listen to rap music, you probably lose brain cells. Get your brain cells back. We are change.shop. And take care of yourself, guys. I love you. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.